Heroes for today. When M B Nirmal returned to Chennai in 1984 after 3.5 years in Hong Kong, he was a man with a mission. During his posting abroad, the Indian Overseas Bank official had been deeply impressed by the way Hong Kong functioned, and now, back home, he was determined to improve matters in Chennai. Nirmal initially wrote a number of articles in the Tamil magazine Savi, extolling the civic virtues of Hong Kong. Then, on April 20, 1987, he organized a cleanup of the campus, the area where his bank and large number of government offices were located. Like many parts of Chennai, the campus was filthy with garbage on the street and choked overflowing drains. For weeks, Nirmal had been urging the government employees to volunteer 1 hour of their time to clean it up. But he was amazed when 1,000 people showed up on the appointed day. The cleanup started with Nirmal vigorously wielding a broom, and in 3 hours the campus was transformed. Could private initiative clean up residential neighborhoods too? Nirmal wondered, and how best to organize this. Nirmal and a couple of his friends discussed the idea for months and then finally came up with a plan. They began by convincing the residents of Kamaraj Avenue in the middle class area of Adayar to jointly hire and pay for a man who would collect refuse from each house and cart it to the place from where municipal trucks hauled garbage to a landfill outside the city. Then Nirmal and a few residents made sure that the garbage was not thrown onto the street but was properly gathered and taken away. Soon, Kamaraj Avenue looked much cleaner, and people in nearby neighborhoods started asking Nirmal for helping in organizing themselves similarly. But it wasn't always easy to get everyone to contribute garbage collection. Many residents insisted was the municipal corporation's responsibility, not theirs. To counter such thinking, Nirmal used a number of ingenious arguments. For instance, he would point that when there were power cuts at night, nobody sat in the dark. Each household lit its own candles. Or he would suggest that it made much more sense to hire poor people as garbage collector and pay them for their service than to give them handouts. He would also show how if enough people got together, the cost to each household wasn't much. Apart from persuading the middle class, Nirmal got several small time Chennai tough to take part in cleaning up their slums by suggesting that this was a good way for them to earn the respect of their neighbors. For instance, S.S. Kannan, who lived in the slum of Navalar Nagar, became an enthusiastic Nirmal supporter along with his gang. Nirmal's ability to instill civic sense and inspire people to work together is remarkable, says former Chennai Corporation Commissioner M. Ramu. Garbage collection is not the only activity of the neighborhood groups. Many of these groups, which today operate under the aegis of an umbrella organization called ExNoRa for Excellent, novel and radical idea, have successfully lobbied the municipality for street lighting and piped water by also running courses in public speaking. ExNoRa helped ordinary people to become self-confident and deal with the authorities more effectively. Nirmal 55 is now also involved in other environmental efforts such as waste recycling, planting trees, and building more public toilets. No problem is too large if the community gets involved in solving it, he says. There are so many hands to build a better India.